Hey everyone, this is the first video in the Algebra 1 series. Since it's the very first video, I'm going to start off by talking about basic mathematical operations. So there are four basic operations that most people are probably familiar with. But the main reason I'm doing this is just to so that we'll have a complete video set, and also to go through some of the notation I'm going to use that people might not be familiar with. So the four basic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and finally division. Now I'm not going to go through and really explain what these are, but I'll give some examples and show some of the notation that I'll be using. Okay, so start off with addition. So I'm going to assume for now that everyone is familiar with addition. Basically just saying something like 3 plus 4 equals 7. So not a whole lot to say about this one. There isn't really another way to write it, so we'll just move on to the next one. Subtraction, same thing, not a whole lot to say about it. Just 7 minus 5 equals 2. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Again, I'm assuming everyone is familiar with that, and everyone knows how to do that. Now, multiplication, this might have something new. Now, most people have seen this when they get to Algebra 1. They're used to seeing things like 4 times 3 equals 12. Usually around now is when you'll also be introduced to the notation, instead of using this x right here, just using a little dot right there, just 4 dot 1 equals 4. Means exactly the same thing as the x, it's just another way that people write it. A third way people can do it is sometimes they'll leave out the notation altogether and they'll just put two numbers next to each other. So if you have something like 4 in parentheses, and then right next to it is a 5 in parentheses, that means 4 times 5, and that's 20. So that's any one of these notations. It's all multiplication. This is 4 3s, this is 4 1s, this is 4 5s. Okay, so that's multiplication. And then the last one is division, which also has some different ways of writing it. The most common way people see it when they're starting out is like something like this: 6 divided by 3 equals 2. Once you get into really anything past Algebra 1, you don't really see it like this. The more common way is to see something like 6 divided by 3, like this, or it's the 6 over the 3. If you know about fractions and things like that, you might be familiar with like a half. That's the same symbol there. So this is 2, this is 0.5. Let's see, the other way you might see it is doing this same sort of thing, but to keep it all in one line, people will use this / right there. Okay, so that's the four operations, four basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, and the few examples and the different ways to write it. Okay.